maybe Cody and Jet picked up on this a little bit when we were talking to Phil the other day. I watched the entire Superman movie franchise, starting with that Christopher Reeves one. Yeah. So I've been saying I've never seen them. I've never seen the Christopher Reeves movies. Never seen them. So I went back, started with that first one, watched them all the way up until the rewatch again of Superman 2025. So did that. Christopher Reeve, I like, he is Superman as well. Like if that's your guys' pick, obviously the newer generation maybe not be picking him as much because it's 70s, but he was Superman back in the day for sure, and he still is Superman. That first movie was pretty good. I actually thought it was actually pretty good. They balanced well between Superman, taking on threats and being that person that saves a cat in the tree. They actually did a scene in the cat in the tree in that first movie, and it worked. Like it was pretty cool. So yeah, that first one was good. The only drawback to this was Lex, which is played by Gene Hackman. To me, it was just comedic relief, man. Like that was not Lex, at least as far as I'm used to. I'll say that. He was just comedic relief and wacky. He even had, it's the 70s, man. So, obviously it is what it is. But he even had his own wacky music whenever he would come on screen and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was like, it was comedic relief, so that was whatever. But solid movie. I really enjoyed it. I like the way they told the story from the beginning, being on Krypton and the whole story that we know, his backstory, and then him being Clark and on the farm and things like that, all the way up to Superman. So that's a very good movie. The second one, I don't think was as strong to me. We talked about this with Phil, where Lord of the Rings got better each time. To me, this one got worse each time. The second one, Zod, it was cool. It was still a good watch, and I still recommend watching it, but it was a little wackier. It was a little like, some of the things in there didn't make much sense. And like I said, I get it. 70s, 80s movies, I understand. But to me, it just, nah. But that one was still a solid watch. And then 3, that's where things just start to just like, nah. It did not work whatsoever. I'll talk a little bit more on why in a little bit, but yeah. And then 4, Quest for Peace, just no, the Quest for Peace. Like they try to do the whole political aspect, and we're not gonna nuke each other. Look, I'm gonna get all the nukes around the world, and everybody's gonna shoot them up to me, and we're gonna throw them in the sun because we're one planet, right? And yeah, no, and then that aside, like I guess they completely forgot about that and wanted to go into some super villain that Lex made from his blood, and he's some sun god or something. Like it's just weird, man. It just did not work. So yeah, that franchise unfortunately just got worse as it went on, man, and it's a shame. But Christopher Reeves, he's a great Superman. Yeah, I'd give it up to him. Great. I ended up ending that with the Super/Man documentary by Christopher Reeve, the Christopher Reeve story. That is a very good documentary. I think that has like good 9s and 10s across the board. So yeah, that one was a really good documentary. Me myself, not knowing much about Christopher Reeve besides his accident that happened, that was pretty much it. So seeing his life, and I love the way that they told the story, and like opening up with his early life to the accident and jumping back and forth between, pre-accident, post-accident, things he was doing with, that was pretty cool. And I thought that was a really good documentary. So I enjoyed that. His wife was a shocker too to me. What happened to her? I was like, wow, this family kid just couldn't catch a break at that time period, man. It's such a shame because she was awesome too. She was she was just as strong as he was, man. And I think she did a phenomenal job with him, with her family and all that. So that was a shame for what happened to her. Now to his kids, living on his legacy and his foundation and naming it after their mom too, and it's now both their foundation. That was really cool, and they're advocating for all of that. That was really cool. After watching that and then rewatching Superman 2025, his son was in the movie, and I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. And I didn't catch it the first time because I didn't watch the documentary the first time, but he was a reporter outside of the kaiju fight. He was the one reporting on the kaiju and stuff. So I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. Christopher Reeve's son got to be in the Superman movie, and that was really cool to see. So yeah. And then obviously rewatched Superman Returns. To me, that's still horrendous to me. I don't the things they were doing with his eyes, like just the context just looked weird. The CGI was just horrible. The story was man, like I don't know what happened with Superman Returns, and it's a shame. So, yeah. And then Man of Steel. I've always known about the destruction, but damn, I forgot exactly how much destruction actually happens. And I will say this, okay? I will say this. most of it is not Cavill's Superman's fault. He's not even there in fucking Metropolis most of the time when half the city is getting decimated. He's on the other side of the planet. One part that is his fault, though, is the whole Smallville fight. Like, he fucked up Smallville's little town square or whatever, that main street. That was all him. He could have avoided that fight completely. But he said, nah, fuck it, I'm going to fight here. But outside of that, everything else in Metropolis, yeah, that wasn't his fault. That was that fucking thing that was going off on this side. Yeah, insane. But I still enjoyed that movie. It did go down a little bit. I will say that. It did go down 1 point, in my opinion. But I still enjoyed it. So, pretty cool. And then I finished that up with Batman vs. Superman, the director's cut on that one. And yeah, I still have my issues with that one. The director's cut give you a little bit more. I think it's like 30 more minutes of footage. And it enhanced it a little bit, but we all know what happened with that shit, bro. Martha,
I mean,
Doomsday.
Shit, crazy. Even that 30 minutes made a difference.
yeah. No, yeah, still horrible. And then yeah, I think that was where I ended it. Oh, and then the rewatch of Superman, still great. Still love the movie. Still hit. Went to go take the kids and Gloria to go watch it in theaters. Yeah, I still stand by that rating, and I still enjoyed the whole movie. So that was fantastic. But yeah, Superman journey over the course of last week. So that was pretty cool to get back into that.